Welcome back, everybody. We've got another great match for you today. It's between Brian Accrocco, a veteran of the sport, and Justin Flores, who's also really a veteran, but definitely hasn't played as long as Brian has. And this is a really exciting match. There was a lot of offensive and defensive things that were unique to talk about, which is great. Talk about their history.
So Brian and Justin, up to this point, it's been pretty one-sided. Well, before this year, it was pretty one-sided.
Right.
With Brian almost always, having the upper hand on Justin, and Brian even, I think a lot of people think of Brian as like a gatekeeper for the upper echelons of masterhood. So, top 7, top 5, just depending on the tournament. But and Justin really hasn't been able to get over that hump yet. And so in a lot of ways, Brian is kind of like the, the symbol of what Justin wants, right? Justin wants to be top 5. That's his goal in air hockey. And but this past year, for the first time at the Idaho State tournament, Justin beat Brian. Not just once, but twice in Game 7.
Wow.
Yeah, he beat him in the winner's bracket and the loser's bracket of that tournament.
Wow.
And both times, Brian was up on him 3-0 and 3-1.
Brian was up?
Brian was up. And Justin came back to win.
Wow.
Both those sets.
Oh, that's huge. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it will be interesting. Brian, he was definitely, I remember he had a pretty bad cold in Idaho.
Okay.
So, it doesn't,
maybe
at the end of the day, it doesn't
it.
Change it. But yeah, it
right, but maybe that
affected it somehow.
Could have affected a little bit.
So it'll be interesting to see what it's like for Justin to play full tournament mode Brian.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great match. We're really excited. If you are enjoying watching high-level air hockey, please make sure to subscribe, like the videos, comment, share them with folks that you know that might enjoy them. The more we share high-level air hockey with the world, the more players hopefully will come into the sport. Also wanted to give a quick shout out to North Carolina air hockey players. They started an Instagram. I think it's NC Air Hockey, so check them out. And you mentioned the Idaho State, which was run by the Idaho group. Yeah. Nathan Buss organized that event, and so want to shout out for them as well. And it makes me think that we need to remind everybody that the Texas State is coming up.
Yes, it is.
The Texas State is one of the longest and most storied tournaments in air hockey history. Champions going back to the late 70s all the way to now. So that's coming up the weekend of October 29th here in Houston. So hopefully we'll have some matches to show folks from that. But this match, Brian Accrocco, perennial top 10 player versus Justin Flores, he's been playing a while, but he's made a real big push in the last year or so, and so let's see how it goes. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tim Weissman. I'm here with Jacob Weissman, and we've got another great match for you today. We're going to be watching the 2022 World Air Hockey Championship match between Justin Flores and Brian Accrocco. What do you think, Jacob?
I think this is going to be a real competitive match for you guys. Some real interesting analysis we'll be able to do on defense and offense in this match, I think.
Okay, yes, sounds great. And this is Brian Accrocco, almost always in the top 10 in air hockey throughout his years in competitive air hockey. Justin now being a top 10 player, I guess you could say, as well.
All right, gentlemen. Come to the ready on my left. Puck's the left.
We talked about Brian Accrocco in other matches here on the Centerline in terms of him being a gatekeeper to the upper echelons of the sport, that he's one of those players that you have to go through and prove that you can beat to prove that you deserve being in the upper part of the rankings.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's Vince, actually. Vince Sauceda, great multi-time finalist, who told me that he sees Brian as the gatekeeper for, do you know how to play air hockey? That he says Brian understands air hockey very well, and if you want to beat Brian, then you have to understand air hockey well, and just the fundamentals of the game at a professional level.
Justin seemed to be off to a pretty good start against him, up 2-1. I don't think that was the best shot selection, but and that's Brian's version of the bread and butter, which is a forehand left wall under from
Beautiful
early on the
cross
drift
from Brian. Expect to see a lot of crosses from Brian. That's one of his best shots. Oh, great little off speed there.
Let's see that again. Just a little change up. Justin jerks right out of the way for it.
We get a smirk from Brian.
Yeah, you don't want Brian to be smirking. Once he starts smirking, it's all over.
Yeah, that's the patented Brian Accrocco smirk.
Yeah, that left wall under looks a little forced right now by Justin, but
It was a good shot selection.
it was a bad charge, I think, for Brian, and then followed up with a bad charge by Justin.
Thank you, Joe. Ready? Four serving point, in play. Point five.
Good. No, that was nice.
Justin's been opening up that cut this game. Interesting. Justin's kind of core shots are the left wall under and the cross straight. So it's interesting to see him really going for that cut.
7-5.
It's a nice right wall over. Brian has that right wall over.
What's interesting there is that over didn't even go that over. Looking at the slow-mo, I think Justin just pulled back really hard to his underside. So even though it was kind of a mid-goal over, it still, scored.
In play.
Oh,
Ready?
his mallet got stuck in the
0-0.
goal.
In play.
He may have been able to get that loose puck if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and that's
There's
that cut
that
again.
cut.
Yeah.
Justin's mixing that into his attack really well right now.
Didn't have the snap, that forehand left wall under. Brian needs to execute that from the beginning of a right to center drift, not off of the circle drift, I think.
1-1. 1-2.
That looked like it was the cut, but it looked like it was sort of middle of the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Brian just jerked.
Yeah, he really, really went for that. Went to block the cross.
Oh, a lot of charging, a lot of aggressive defense here from both players, but especially Justin. Oh, it's an unforced error there.
Yeah, that's a full-on turnover, which
And another one, actually.
if you've been following the channel much and looking at our statistics, we had previously been considering any loss of possession as a turnover, but we're not doing that anymore. A loss of
2-2.
a turnover is a full-on, just unforced error giving up the puck.
It's a nice left ball
Yeah.
under.
If I was in Justin's corner, I'd tell him to slow it down here.
Ready? 3 serving 2. In cut. Three. Three, 4.
Multiple charges in a row, and he pays for it. I thought Justin was working on not charging so much. Wasn't that something that was being discussed?
4 serving 3. In
Yeah,
cut.
it might be something specific to playing Brian, maybe.
Okay.
I forget. In Idaho, he might have had some decent success charging a lot against Brian. So I'd be interested to know if it was tactical or not. Ooh, that was good.
4.
Yeah, this is a really nice over.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like seeing it from that
Yeah,
angle.
yeah.
You can really see how it goes over.
Now, that right there is a shot I know Justin's been working on a lot this past year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there, we see it paying off. Okay.
That cut would have gone. Brian went to pull for the cross. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that cut being thrown into Justin's game here against Brian is really good idea.
Yeah. Oh, that. Ooh,
Yeah, Brian
love
with his
that
cut of his own.
right there. Yeah.
5.
Brian just trying to guess for that cut.
Right.
Justin's going the cross.
Well, and he also didn't charge very straight. He sort of hitched.
5 point.
It's an interesting cross that Brian's getting.
Yeah, off of the back of the mallet.
Point either way. Timeout called at the table. 1,
And a good timeout.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. You ready? Point either way. In play. Yes. 7-6.
Yeah, I think this is more of Brian's more traditional cross. Yeah, that's more of his traditional cross.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. But hey, it's great to have like multiple shots, multiple ways to hit the same
absolutely.
shot.
Absolutely.
Because Brian was able to show that different cross, and then when it really mattered at 6-6, he was able to score his more traditional cross straight.
Spin 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It is 2 games to 0. 0-0. In play.
so you were saying earlier that that in the Idaho State that Brian had gotten up on Justin in a couple of matches.
Yes.
And then Justin had come back on him. So it's going to be interesting to see if Justin can,
Ready?
hunker down and get a similar comeback here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Justin, I'm kind of starting to get a feel for. He tends to be one of those players who plays better when he's down.
There's a
Okay.
guy behind you. Okay, thank you.
That's interesting from a psychological standpoint that people that play better when they are down.
1-1.
So that's the other cross
Yeah.
that Brian uses. So it's neat to see the difference. But to go back to this this idea of
Timeout, not yours.
psychological differences in people
Okay.
in terms of there are folks who tend to play better when they're down. And what's your thought on why you think that might be the case?
Well, as one of those players,
1-1. Everybody ready? Play.
I'm not sure. I can think of one of like the more obvious answers would be that if you already like, if the fear of losing is a big thing for you, once you get to that point where it feels like, okay, like,
Let's
oh,
see
well,
this.
let's watch this first. Ooh.
Another one of those right wall overs.
That was a beautiful right wall over. Mm-hmm. Went to the far corner.
Executed from the center of the table.
Yeah.
It's well done.
Yeah, great over there. But yeah, I think if someone's up on you 2-3 games, then in your mind maybe you kind of are like, well, I've lost now. And so paradoxically, then sometimes the fear of losing kind of disappears. If you think that you've already lost and you've kind of accepted it, maybe. I think that's one explanation, but I don't know. I think another one is,
3-4.
this is true for me, there's just something that happens in my mind where I just
4-4.
let go and start playing with this like desire and will to win once I'm kind of staring defeat in the face. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it does have a lot to do with expectation and internal pressure, that we put on ourselves in competition. And when you get down, that pressure seems to dissipate because you feel like you're the underdog, right? You don't have the expectation
4-5.
that you should be winning. And when you think of yourself more as the underdog and you let go of those expectations, you kind of just play.
I don't want to speak for Justin and his psychology, but if I had to guess,
High five.
he probably sees himself as a bit of an underdog here against Brian, even though he beat him in Idaho. So we'll see how that psychology pans out. Another really tight game between these guys.
5 points.
That was a beautiful cross straight. Rush shot.
Brian
there.
rushed both of those.
Justin, ooh,
Pointing away.
Nice right wall over.
yeah.
Now that's an unforced error.
Yeah.
Off the table. 1,
That's a
2.
legit turnover.
Yeah, legit turnover, 6-6. Now he has to defend.
Ready? Pointing away.
And if he
One.
loses this point, he's down 3-0. Oh, nice block. It wasn't really executed that well, I don't think, the cross. That was...
6.
Brian sort of just gave that away.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying an off speed.
He tried the off speed, but it wasn't on target, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
went for a charge afterwards
Yeah.
that was probably
Yeah.
ill-advised. But
All right, it's 2 games to
he's still
one.
up 2-1.
0-0. In play.
So far this match, though, Justin certainly seems to have no issues
What?
with the, I don't know, psychologically. He seems like he's playing pretty strong to me.
yeah, no, I would not like make the claim that he's down
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
that he was fearful or anything like that at all.
Yeah.
No. I think
Yeah.
Brian's just outplayed him the first couple of
Oh,
games.
yeah, for sure.
2.
Yeah, they just. This is really fast. Yeah, Brian even nod. Yep, yep, that's a shot.
Yeah. Beautifully accurate, perfect power, speed.
Not a lot of defense being played so far in
No.
a way.
A very kind of aggressive, charging defense.
Yeah, a lot of interference on defense.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, that's That's a hard pill to swallow in
Yeah.
a close match.
Justin gets right back to it.
Yeah.
That cut.
4-4.
Oh.
5.
This just turned into a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
More charging.
That would have been a loss of possession on Brian's part. I think he was losing control of the puck, but Justin's charge just gave it right back to him there.
Right. 4-75. Ready? In play.
Oh.
Justin's hit that same cross 3 times this game. Exactly the same setup and release. And he went for the yeah.
That one looked a
Okay, you got it.
It was a little bit
Smidge
longer.
different.
Yeah, a smidge, but not.
yeah.
I don't think enough to.
to really, yeah.
Brian, I think, needed to key in on that cross a little bit harder.
Okay.
Suddenly we're tied
Yeah,
up.
we're
2
tied
games
now.
apiece.
It's 2 games to 2. 0-0.
I'd say the pressure's kind of on Brian now.
Well, yeah, especially if he had lost a couple of sets where he went up, against Justin in the Idaho States relatively recently. Might be thinking, come on, is he going to come back on me again?
Yeah. Just missing that cut. Oh, just
And
missed
that
it
was
over.
that was a turnover by Brian. Brian looks like he's really trying to focus now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, more so than the other game.
Yeah. I think the last game woke Brian up a little bit.
A couple of inaccurate shots, though. 3 inaccurate shots
Yeah.
in a row. 4. 5.
I think that was an off goal. Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it was a missed cross, but he did score, so that's good.
Thank you. You ready? 1-2.
Good sportsmanship.
What happened there? He touched his hand?
Yeah, he palmed it.
This is that same cross. Which is interesting. He let it go a little further.
Yeah.
It was interesting because he was getting the cut in the first couple of games. Now he's getting the cross.
Yeah. It's not a good place to be on defense.
Oh, you're guessing
yeah.
between cuts
Yeah,
and crosses?
between cuts
Yeah,
and
that's a
crosses,
terrible place
yeah.
to be.
Ready? 2-2. In play.
And he went for the cut that time. Brian was on it. And Justin was on the cross. So Brian seems like he's trying to be a little bit more methodical, a little bit more
Yeah.
controlled here. Another
But
turnover.
unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah. And a turnover by Justin. Oh, it was nice redirection by Justin. I would say,
Another one.
I was about to say, and then now I think it really sounds prophetic. What I was going to say, which is, it seems to me like Justin's really dominating the transition part of this match.
In play.
No, I mean, if I'm Brian, I definitely am not trying to play as much like aggressive D against Justin. I don't want to get him into transition at all.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's that cross. It's really timed well, executed very strong. And again,
3 point.
Brian just not able to stop that cross and getting hit by transition shots. Just game got away from him in another, in essence, transition type play.
Yeah, the story of that game really was just transition, and Brian's shots were inaccurate. I mean, he looked much more awake, but
you know, maybe he needs
maybe he needs to
get a little bit a little bit less controlled.
Now the pressure is definitely on Brian.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think Justin was ever up on Brian in Idaho until the last game. So
It's a nice cut. So now perhaps expectation and pressure may be entering into Justin's mind a bit.
maybe
1-1.
that was I think an over.
Yeah, I don't think Brian is having much success with having the puck somewhat stationary before he's shooting. I think he's going to have more success drifting. It seems like that's when his shots are going in,
1-1. In play.
unless it's that forehand left wall under early on a drift.
Right, and then it's just like
It's just quick from out of nowhere shot. And here's some drifting.
that was an
That
off
was
goal.
an off goal for sure.
That was a cross.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
Flip it.
Might
Ready?
still be good.
2 serving 1. In play.
oh, and like you said, he's drifting it.
Oh, is that over again?
I believe so.
Yeah. That's a great weapon to have.
Yes.
2-4.
That was interesting. It was sort of a medium speed right wall under.
Yeah.
Which you would not expect to score because a player would be able to pull back and block it pretty easily. But for
Right.
some reason, Justin decided he was going to stay out.
Yeah.
Ready? 4 serving 2. In play.
I think he was trying to block that cross. Again, with transition.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see when this is over
3
how much transition Justin got.
4-4.
Nice cut.
4-5.
Oh yeah, another beautiful kind of. I don't know if he necessarily hit it off speed, but
I think it is.
yeah. Okay, yeah, it's a full off speed. Yeah, great little off speed cut by Brian.
Up.
That's that cross.
5 point.
Brian with his early cross. This is important.
Yes.
Some pressure points.
Point serving
Yeah.
5. In
But
play.
a lot of pressure this match. Many points. Oh,
5. Going to game 7.
right wall over to push it to game 7.
Oh, it bounced around in the goal. Wow. All eyes on the puck. And he bounced around. Wow. All right, so we're going to game 7. Exciting.
Yeah, game 7.
All right, guys, good game.
All right, Brian
Ready.
starts with possession.
3 games to 3-0-0. In play.
A little off goal.
Oh, right, and that's
Just smooth,
That's the way to
buttery.
hit that shot. Yeah. Early on the drift.
Oh, that
Yeah, I
That
mean the
cross,
cross has just
yeah.
been a killer.
Oh, just missing.
One, two.
Haven't seen a lot
Yeah.
of that.
Quick left wall under off of reverse cycle drift by Justin.
It was a great time for it too.
Yeah. Oh,
2-2.
Brian finds a right wall under.
Yeah. Again, I think that Justin's trying to block that cross.
Yeah.
He's just forcing himself to stay out, so that opens up that right wall under. It's nice. He was going for the over. Oh,
he
he
barely
had an
keeps it.
open goal there. Just inaccurate and
Yeah. Just with a. Oh,
2, 3.
cross that same cross by
yeah,
Justin.
it's just
3-3.
it's nice. Unforced error, turnover.
oh wow!
Suicide.
Wow.
They've both scored themselves this match, so at least they're even.
4-4.
Yeah. What a time for it though.
And that the cross is that's been
Yeah.
this has been
story
the
of
shot of the match.
Yeah.
No matter what happens at
Oh,
this point,
Brian trying an off speed there.
he blocked the cross. I like that Justin went for it though.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost there.
Charge after charge. All Brian needed to do was drift it towards the line and then hit a bank.
Oh, it was open. Just missed the shot.
Yeah, see?
Yep. Yeah, it worked.
Just give him a free shot.
Oh,
Beautiful
that
cross.
same cross. Yep.
Yeah. And Brian's going to need to go back and watch this videotape and study that cross.
Play.
And here we are,
Cross
putting
of
it
his
away.
own.
Brian changed his defense.
Yeah.
Goes 6
Timeout call.
6 6. Match point either way. He changed his defense.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Are you ready? Match point either way. In play.
Not enough drift. Rushed it.
Oh, and the
cut?
win.
Wow. The cut. Great idea.
Yeah.
He had gone cross. He had crossed Brian's eyes out and then goes cut. Yeah, Brian even tried to charge it.
Yeah.
And another comeback. He was down. Justin was down 2-0. He comes back and wins 7-6 in game 7.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a match.
Yeah. Great match. Good fight from Brian. Great win from Justin.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the stats and see what it shows us. So the thing I was really wanting to see was transition by Justin. Look at that, 12% of his scores were transition. That's huge. I mean, it really is.
Look at that 33% cross, 26% cut.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I give it to both of these guys in terms of having a pretty varied attack. Mm-hmm. It didn't look like they were leaning too much on anything. And here you go, 7 games, 7-6 in the last game, 41 points by Brian to 44 points by Justin. Similar offense efficiency, which is interesting. I don't know that I would have predicted that. It seemed like, well, I guess, yeah. I had noted in my head a couple of times they were both sort of inaccurate.
Yeah.
But looks like Brian was actually significantly more accurate than Justin.
Yeah.
Justin with more turnovers. That sort of makes sense based on what we saw. There were some unforced errors there. Similar defense.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin winning 1 pressure point over Brian, 11 pressure points to 10.
Yeah.
100 possessions each.
Yeah, that was the thing. That 100 possessions each, I had to keep going back and looking at the stat sheet because I thought maybe there was something had gone wrong. But double checked it, and sure enough, 100 possessions each.
Wow.
I don't know that you can get any closer than that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. This match really was just, I think, a couple of unforced errors at different times, and Brian's self-score happening in game 7. Yeah. Yeah, Razor close, and I believe they have a challenge match coming up sometime soon, so that should be exciting.
Yeah,
good rematch for these guys.
Absolutely. There you have it. Great match between these competitors. Super close. Fun to watch. Fun to talk about. If you're enjoying watching air hockey played at World Championship level, please like and subscribe and share the videos with others who you think may enjoy it. The more we spread these around and show the world how great air hockey is at the highest levels, the more players will be attracted. So I'm Tim Weissman, and I'm here with
Jacob Weissman.
All right, and we'll see you guys at the next match. Thank you.